Are you an electrician or someone who simply wants to get into the trade? Regardless, you've probably made your fair share of mistakes and accidents on the job. In today's video, we wanted to take a look at some of the most common electrician mistakes that are made on the job that can potentially ruin everything. From touching live wires to leaving wires exposed, we have covered it all. Stick around to find out more. Excessive load on electrical wiring. Even if you are a seasoned pro, overloading the electrical wiring can happen and in some cases can greatly damage the work at hand. Every electrical system was created with a specific function in mind. The electrical load necessary to power a factory, for example, is too much for the wiring designed to supply residential residents. When the wiring and circuit breakers can't handle the electrical pull of the equipment put into their circuit, it's called excess wiring load. Circuit breakers that continuously trip when anomalies in the current are detected are usually the first indicator of this problem. If you find that the electrical system is forced to carry greater load than it can handle for an extended period of time, electrical components will wear out much sooner than they should. This is a problem that can happen at any moment and even to the most seasoned electricians. Additionally, it can cause a lot of damage. Touching live wires. This one sounds like a no-brainer. Don't touch the live wires. However, it isn't always that black and white. Sometimes even the most seasoned electrician will touch a live wire or worse, be electrocuted. Being too close to high voltage and low voltage lines, they can cause serious injury. Happens to be one of the more common mistakes made by even inexperienced electricians. This will also result in a power loss or appliance issues. To prevent touching live wires, work from a safe distance and avoid making any physical contact with them for the duration of the job. This is another common blunder made by inexperienced electricians, but it can even happen to people with extensive knowledge in the field of electrical installation. Check for exposed wires when going through a breaker box so you don't get electrocuted. Loose connections. Loose connections, which are frequently the result of rushed labor if a crimping tool is not readily available. Cable lugs are sometimes poorly crimped with side cutters or combination pliers. If good care and carefulness is not taken to establish watertight connections, even when someone's under pressure, especially when working on essential equipment, weak connections will be recognized later when cables begin to overheat and decolorize. My advice is to properly tighten all connections to ensure that all connection resistances are eliminated and to use the appropriate equipment for each job. Mounting incorrectly. Components that require 4 or more screws or bolts are frequently secured with 2 diagonal screws. Socket outlets, welding plugs, contactors, relays, switches, and circuit breakers are frequently installed in an unsightly and unappealing manner. If not correctly corrected, this will necessitate a rework sooner or later, especially where equipment is constantly moving, such as when trailing wires are employed. Completing the job correctly the first time using the correct number of mounting bolts as specified by the component manufacturer is my clear tip for this typical mistake that can become a habit. We all love to take shortcuts where we can, especially in the workplace. However, for an electrician, these shortcuts can often be life-threatening. Replacing of fuses. The safety systems of breakers and fuses protect the wire ampacity rating as well as the electrical flow to all connected equipment. When a fuse continues blowing, it's common for people to believe that it simply needs to be replaced over and over, or that a larger fuse or breaker should be used. Sadly, this is one of the most common leading causes for house fires, and replacing fuses on a regular basis is dangerous. If a fuse or breaker keeps blowing or tripping, there's a problem with the circuit wiring that requires the attention of a skilled and certified electrician. Leaving wires exposed. It's only natural to look for a quick and inexpensive answer when DIYing, but occasionally even the pros will make this mistake, which honestly can ruin everything. Cutting shortcuts unfortunately can lead to fatalities. Exposed wire is one of the most common examples. Exposed wires are not only unsightly, but they also raise the risk of subsequent circuit failures, including tragic accidents caused by contact with cords, switches, or appliances, even when cables are located overhead. Even if you're suspended high in the ceilings, proper housing should always safeguard them. Over 70% of electrical injuries are caused by humans touching the exposed wire. Pop goes the meter. What's the most common electrical measuring error these experts have come across? The winner is a small family of faults, all of which stem from incorrectly configuring the digital multimeter, DMM. An electrical safety inspector based out of Canada described it as switching from volts range to current range on multimeter with leads still attached. Wrong selection, AC instead of DC or ohms instead of voltage. A plant electrician in the United States explained. In a real-life example, a man man described what making this mistake did to him. A plant tech shared his pain. The one for me is checking voltage and then wanting to check ohms. This happens and I say, dog nabbit, I did it again. And another time when I was checking for milliamps and had it set on volts. Wow, that was a shocker. You can see even the best of the best are immune to these shocking dangers, pun intended, of the electrical world. Using wrong size accessories. The term gauge refers to the various sizes available in electrical wire. Wires of various sizes are used for various operations and purposes, and the gauge of the wire also determines where it should be used. Overheating or a shorting of the fuse or circuit breaker might occur if the wrong size wire is utilized for the electrical current. As a result, it's critical to utilize wire and devices that are rated correctly for the amperage they'll transport. You can get gravely wounded if you do not utilize the proper wire. This does not usually happen, but it does happen to even the best electricians. Line voltage and low voltage wires placed together. Placing line voltage and low voltage cables together is one of the most typical wiring blunders committed by people installing electricity in new building structures. Not only will this cause electrical interference with numerous devices, but if the cables come into touch, the structure's equipment may be harmed. Furthermore, a fire could start. The parallel runs need to be at least 6 inches apart to avoid this wiring blunder. Furthermore, unless the box has a defined divider for the multiple voltage levels, the various voltages should not be contained within the same box. Too many wires. When it comes to wiring errors, putting too many wires in an outlet box is one of the most typical ones committed by those without electrical work certificates. When there are too many wires in a box, the insulation around the area may begin to melt due to the wire's excessive heat. Naturally, a fire could start as a result of this. If an outlet box isn't large enough to accept all the cables, you'll need to use a larger box and a plate. A plaster ring is what this is called. Fuses are abused. Fuses, especially rewirable ones, are frequently overused. If a fuse keeps blowing, it's usually changed or bridged with a huge conductor that's significantly larger than the rated current. In houses where spare fuses aren't easily available, this is the norm. This creates a risk to the people operating the equipment or utilizing the devices because their safety has been compromised. I believe that blown fuses should always be replaced with fuses of the same current rating. Not knowing how to install the lighting fixtures. Electricity is a tremendous force, and performing incorrect electrical work can result in serious injury or even death. Unfortunately, many people believe that doing electrical work is easy for them since it comes naturally to them. Truth is that they're probably unaware of the dangers of electric shock and electrocution, both of which can quickly result in death. Obviously, DIY electricians and apprentices who are new to the job and working under the supervision of a seasoned electrician are more likely to make this one mistake. And there you have it, everything you need to know regarding electricians and some of the common mistakes that are made on the job that have the potential to ruin everything. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss any of our new and upcoming content. Thanks for watching. If you're already an electrician running your own business or just about to start and grow your own electrical business, you can learn the 4 critical things electrical business owners wish they had learned before starting an electrical business so you don't make the same mistakes. Electrician Accelerator have put together a free training video you can watch for free right now that will show you exactly how to start, grow, and build your electrical business the right way so you can consistently guarantee profitable work, free up your time, all whilst reducing stress levels and allowing you to have sustainable and more profitable business that works for you. In this free training video, you'll also learn how to generate a steady stream of jobs on demand and with predictability month after month in your local area without relying on word of mouth and referrals. How to stop competing on price with other electricians and escape your competition. How to convert at least 90% of your quotes and estimates into sales. How to command premium prices and attract high-quality customers that will be happy to pay more. Click on the link on the description below the video.